Hey, all my crafty friends. We're making another Christmas card. I know I said I was done with this, but I did receive a few products from this amazing company, Brass and Bliss. And so we're going to make that card that I just showed. We're going to be using a few of these dies, the Tone Square dies, along with the Winter Square add-on or accessories dies. You definitely need the Town Square one or Townscape one with the accessories, and that will give you the Santa and the snowy rooftops. They also, I believe, have like a spring one. Pretty cool that they have these to add on and make into, different seasons. I thought that was pretty awesome. So first we're going to cut our Santa out of this black cardstock. I am using my We Are Memories Keeper Revolution for my die cutting machine. I will have links to everything in the description below. They are affiliate links, just so that you know, along with, obviously, these were sent to me by Brass and Bliss, so I am forever grateful for them for that, to be making some beautiful Christmas cards. All right, so we got those. I did cut everything out twice for the Santa, so we can double that up and get a little dimension, and twice for all of the buildings because I am using multiple of each building. Now we're going to ink blend our background. We're using these Tim Holt Moon stencils. These are a must-have, I feel like, in your collection, especially if you love to make these type of cards. They come with 3 different sizes of moons, and I pretty much use this middle one a lot. If you didn't see my last card with Brass and Bliss, it is a super cute card with Santa getting stuck going down the chimney. So definitely check that out. I believe there's a TikTok on both mine and Brass and Bliss's TikTok accounts. And I'll probably get a video up here of that one soon. We are starting out with Tumble Glass Distress Oxide. This is pretty much my go-to for a beautiful night sky, pretty much nothing spooky, type thing. This is like your beautiful, just cold winter night, pretty much. So then we're going to go in with Chip Sapphire and blend those two together. And lastly, of course, Black Soot. Again, that Black Soot is just chef's kiss. So we're going to go back and forth. I did leave a lot of the blending in here. A lot of people ask me about the blending and love to see the blending. So I did leave that in here. I probably won't do it every time, but you will see, to get that good blend, you definitely have to go over it a few times, especially since I am going from quite a bright blue to that deep blue. You could try and do like a Mermaid Lagoon in here, or a Broken China, I believe is what other people, but I wanted that really big glow from the moon. It's a big moon. I just wanted that super bright glow around it. So, all right. So we got that part done. Again, like I said, we're going to go in with some Black Soot, and my Black Soot is recently re-inked, so it is definitely juicy and I love it, so I don't have to kill my hand. No, I do not obviously ink this fast. I wish I did, but it still didn't take me too long to get this one done. Honestly, this one I did a few times more around than that first card. I do believe I switched the first card. I think I used Broken China on the first card, and I just wanted that more glow. Look at that. That glow is great. So I'm going to get out my splat box here. To keep my work surface, I use a regular acrylic white paint. I think it gets the job done. I don't think that you need anything too special. Mix it with a little bit of water, and off of an acrylic block, I just kind of splatter it. The other one that you've seen was a Distress Mica Stain, and I believe it was Iron Gate, just to give a little bit of sparkle type thing. We then went in with antique linen, but I literally just used what was ever left over on my brush. I don't even think I ever tapped it on to my ink pad. I I've been doing plenty of these projects and use that a lot. So I was like, I think there's enough on there to give me that yellow glow. And sure enough, so I just went around with a very light hand and did that. Then I used the other stencil from Tim Holtz for the craters, and I used pumice stone for that. That's what I usually do, again, with a super light hand, guys, like super light hand. I don't do anything crazy. I think with, Halloween, maybe cards, you can definitely go in and do more of a, darker, spookier moon. But for these ones, definitely you just want to do a real light hand. Then here we go, and putting my Santa down. Thank goodness I was doing something along this moon, because somehow I got a streak of ink in my moon. But we're going to try and cover that up with one of these reindeer, at least most of it. Didn't bother me too bad. There you see, I definitely curved that. So we're going to put a acrylic block down. And then here is where we're going to start putting together everything. I actually realized at that point that I had put my Santa on the wrong side of the moon. I wanted it flipped over. It was done. I don't think it matters too much. It matters more to me than it does to probably other people, and they notice. I just wanted my moon a little deeper into the town set here that you're going to see. All right, so here's my little buildings. This is like a little church, and I just die cut, obviously, the snow out of white cardstock. I didn't even really do anything to it. I'm not going to add shadows. You can for sure, but I think it looked fine. And of course, we wanted these to be silhouettes with the moon reflecting off of the snow. Now, you could go even in and put, a little bit of antique, linen, or maybe even just a smidgen of that tumbled glass on there so that it is the moon lighting up the snow. But I think that this is perfect. I don't think that it needs that much for you to know that obviously it's, the moon reflecting off of the snow. This was pretty easy to all put together. You just went in and glued those all together. Now I was just kind of checking my last card to see what I had done. And really my first card I did, I just laid these all out in a way that I wanted. I took a picture with my phone so that I kind of knew, and then I just started from the back and started gluing things and adding layers. There was no rhyme or reason. I knew I just wanted different heights. I wanted my trees to be behind the houses, to give different heights, all that kind of stuff. And then I think that the next part was just literally making sure the houses were straight and, they all looked decent together. So here we go. And these two cards are not exactly the same. I think I started a little bit too far over. So, my churches are in a little bit different spaces, but that's okay. I also knew that I wanted my moon to come down into my scene a little bit more. So I kind of moved my houses up a little bit on this card. That's why we always, if you make one, you can tweak it to make it better, right? So just, like I said, gluing those on with that Barely Arts glue. And you do have to kind of move a little fast, especially if you're slipping those trees in behind there. Because Barely Arts glue it gives you some wiggle room, but it definitely dries pretty darn quickly. So, but definitely some of the best glue that I've had around. And yeah, I love how that looks. I love the silhouette of everything. I think I had gotten some glue on the top of that house. So I was just using my adhesive eraser to get that off. And then I was like, oh, right, we're going to put stickles on this one. So don't even worry about that. All right, so then we're just going to turn that over, get our trimmer out, and chop off anything extra. I did in the very beginning, if I might have missed that, I did cut this this card down already with a stitched die cut, square die cut. So it is already down like a quarter of an inch on each side, I think. Maybe not even a quarter, maybe an eighth of an inch on each side. So now here's the part. I pulled out my stamps from the what is the name of those stamps here? I think I showed them. Here they are. The Tangled Moose set by Brass and Bliss. And one of the sentiments in there is all is calm, all is bright. And I loved that sentiment, but it was stacked. So I did a little stamp surgery, cut it apart so that I could round it around the moon. You will see, obviously, I'm using a Misty for this. It's definitely easier to use Misty. You can definitely use an acrylic block also. I think that just being able to get the position just right is much easier. Also, breaking, because the stamp was so stacked, it did break it down into littler parts, which I think was even better for the stamp. You're going to see on my Misty, you see I put it down and then I shape it on the door of the Misty, and that works perfectly to keep it in place. We are embossing this sentiment, so just using our Versamark embossing powder, or embossing ink. First going in with an anti-static pad though, because that background might not be dry. You definitely want to make sure your background is dry. And then just white embossing powder, going to heat that up as you can see. And like magic, starts coming alive. There we go. And it's so perfect. I love how this card came out. We are going to put it on a A2 size card base. Oh, we are going to put our stickles. So I decided to add a little bit of frostiness to this one and put a couple lines around each one with Stickles Stardust. This has been a favorite. I'm pretty sure I got it from Christy. Crafting with Christy, I think is what her YouTube is. We're going to cut a card base from some Nina White 100-pound cardstock, actually 110-pound cardstock, I believe. And if you just cut it right at that 5.5 and score it at 4.25, you have an amazing card base, nice and sturdy. Make everything feel definitely nice and thick and sturdy. And then just using our Burley Arts glue. All right, guys, thank you so much for getting this far. Let me know what you thought about this card. I love this card. I always love this site of Christmas. And these die sets were perfect. Don't forget to check out Brass and Bliss. I will have all of the links below in the description for you to check them out. And because this company is a small company making its way through all of the crafting community, and they have been wonderful. All right, guys, I will talk to you later. Bye.